Cheers, welcome to my channel. This is a tarot oracle reading for the beginning of the month of July. And Gemini, you are the star of this astrological insight. If your sun sign is not Gemini, we all have a little bit of Gemini in us somewhere. If you do have your birth chart, what house is Gemini in? That could be where this information is most prominent for you. Also, this is a timely reading, so if you're watching it at this time, it is the perfect time for you. Having said that, if it has been a while since I posted this, what was going on in your life back then? That could give you further clarity as to your situation now. So we're going to begin with the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck, which is the Queen of Swords. And the Queen of Swords is one of the four queens. She's considered to be the coldest of them. She has been there, done that, and she has the t-shirt. She is not interested in any more bullshit in her life. She wants, she's willing to receive. She has her left hand out, but in her right hand, she has her sword, and she longs for the days when she used to be able to say, "Off with your heads." Any bullshit coming into her, and she's like not going to tolerate it. She has her head above the clouds, saying that she has clarity. Quite often, this can represent someone who is an independent person. So quite often, the Queen of Swords and the King of Swords, if anyone's going to be divorced or separated, they are most likely to be them. The swords represent the element of air. And this is talking about basically your thoughts. The swords represent your mental intelligence and discipline of your mind. And then for the underlying energy of the internal forces, which is the bottom part of this spread, we have the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups is talking about you could be a public figure, or whatever is happening is in the public arena in some way. You could have just a public platform like on social media or something like that. We do have the energy of someone who's on the stage, and we don't know, are these cups behind him in the past, above the head in the now, or are they forward and they're in the near future? He's a little uncomfortable sitting on this stage, we can tell, because his body language is incongruent. His feet are turned out, leaking masculine and feminine energy and body language, and weakening like the energy from his base chakra, which is about survival. And then we have, on the top, we have him making an infinity symbol with his arms here, almost like a genie. This is someone who's used to being successful, but is losing focus right now. This is saying, and the cups represent love, quite often romantic, not probably in this case because we have 9 of them, but this can represent love of all sorts. And it can even be love of what you love to do or love to be. So this could be, you could be a public speaker or someone that's on the stage in some way, on display. We have this energy of the Two of Cups now, and that's saying this is soulmate energy. So you may feel that you're ready to have a soulmate come into your life. Maybe that's the one cup of love that you're looking to add to the rest of these. This is talking about a soul contract between two people that eventually meet up in the in the 3D world in this lifetime. And we have the Hermes symbol here, which is talking about communication. We on the 29th, tomorrow, we do have Mercury moving into retrograde, and Mercury rules over communication, and quite often this represents that energy. But this is talking about communication with source energy, with the higher and with your higher self to source energy. So HSN, the higher self network. And this is saying that both of these individual people are highly connected to source energy. They're on their destined paths. They have, this can be romantic love for sure, but it doesn't have to be. This is soulmate energy. They have, they come into each other's lives to empower each other to whatever their mission, to have mission accomplished. We have the page or the Ace of Wands, and the Ace of Wands is talking about passion for new discovery. This is a gift from the divine and from the universe to be like excited and passionate about life again. The wands represent passionate action. They're the element of fire, and they're made of wood because wood fuels the fire. And that energy is talking about taking passionate action or wanting to take passionate action, which definitely could be something to do with this. This is in your abundance. This is self-image, abundance. And here we have this energy here is talking about the Ten of Pentacles is coming from a very good lifestyle. This is your early communication. So this can be talking about you may have been raised in an affluent family with generation and wealth. You might be a trust fund baby, that sort of energy. This is talking about having a beautiful lifestyle in a perfectly imperfect world. Sometimes this card can represent an energy of some sort of a windfall coming through that's unexpected after having a hard time. And so this is sort of like a payback for being able to live the lifestyle that you deserve for having put all the energy into staying on your destined path. This is talking about, it's almost like the golden buzzer, at the music talent shows, getting to move ahead with, having that perk. Or it can represent an inheritance or a trust fund from generational wealth coming in, something to do with that. We have, the two people together, the pets, the children, and time to speak with the neighbor. So it's talking the pentacles are about health, wealth, and happiness in the 3D, but they're not just about making money. This is about, your lifestyle and having a good lifestyle. And then we have judgment coming in. This is God's judgment and cosmic judgment. The judgment comes in from the spiritual realm, and then it's brought down to the physical. We have ancestors literally climbing out of the box. They're so excited that this justice is coming through, and the descendants are waving to them from across the veil. This can actually represent skeletons coming out of the closet, and sometimes it can represent Pandora's box being opened on a more global level. We have the King of Wands. So the King of Wands, this is in your your home life, domestic life, this kind of energy. So there's some sort of judgment or justice that needs to come in regarding how your emotional state about how you're living now. Like there's something in your domestic life that could use improvement, basically, or something has happened. We have the King of Wands. The King of Wands is talking about one of 4 kings in the Minor Arcana. He's considered to be the sexiest of them all. He's, very charming, and he's someone that loves adventure in life. He's visionary. He likes to move forward with passion. He enjoys new adventures, new ways of looking at things, bringing that energy in. He has protection from fire because of he rules the element of fire. These salamanders with their tail in a circle and the lion represent an energy of protection from fire. And there's even a little salamander running here. So this is saying this is someone who has protection from fire. But when I look at this card, sometimes I look at it and I think, wow, like I notice this face, and it always pops out to me, like the 2 eyes, mustache, nose, smoke coming out of the mouth. And that could just mean he's smoking hot, or it could mean that where there's smoke, there's fire. So the King of Wands tends to be one of the, all of the fire signs, the 3 fire signs, which are Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. They have a tendency to mature a little bit later when it comes to settling down. And so sometimes this energy, of liking new adventures and being visionary can bleed into their romantic lifestyle. So this energy sometimes, if there's smoke, there may be fire. So just be aware with the King of Wands that he takes some time before he's ready to settle down, sow his oats, so to speak. We have the justice system coming in, and the justice is talking about, of course, judgment has been called by the Most High, and now it's her job to make sure that the justice is wielded in the 3D. She has her in her right hand, she has a sword of justice. Now, the sword of justice is a double-edged sword. So it's saying that if you're on the right side of the law, spiritual law, and on the physical, that this is going to be a blessing, that this comes in for you. And if you're on the wrong side of the law, well, it's saying you've been caught. And she does have her right foot forward here. She's ready to take action as soon as she's given permission. And this can sometimes represent karma and redemption from karma. So it could be why the ancestors are cheering here. They could be cheering because maybe you're clearing up karma that they didn't clean up before they crossed the veil. A lot of people feel karma is punishment, but karma is really cause and effect of your actions, and it can sometimes even be from your inactions. So you could have direct karma, where you go out there and you do something, you take action, and it causes other people struggle and suffering. And then, or you don't take action when you could stop it. And maybe it's even, you have the authority to do so, and you just allow it to happen because it benefits you for some reason. We also have indirect, which is, like, as I said, from the ancestors. It can also be from your descendants, and associations with people in your extended family, friends, peers, business partners, that type of energy, people that are that you associate with. And then we also have the karmic spaces. And being human, we are going to make mistakes, and we all have a tendency to fall into a karmic space or two. Some of us can fall in all of them. It's quite a human thing to do. But that can cause a lot of issues in our life. So this is talking about your internal forces. You have control over your internal forces. The external forces, like with the internal forces, you'll be asking the question, what if this happens? What if they do that and I have to do this? What if they don't do that and then I have to do it? It's that kind of loop you can get into, the woulda, shoulda, couldas of life. And so this is talking about the internal forces you do have control over. The external forces, like what other people say, what they do, whether they love you or they don't love you, or, what the government is doing at the top in the economy, all of that. Those external forces you don't have control over, but you do have control over whether or not you are going to respond to their energy or if you're going to react to it. And that's controlling your internal forces allows you to handle the external forces with a lot more, with better results. So from the bottom of the deck, we're going to see what are the external forces coming in. And we have, I think I have my deck upside down. There we go. Okay, we have the Four of Swords. So the Four of Swords is coming in from the external forces. Now, this card is, I feel this is talking about the Mercury retrograde on the 29th tomorrow. We also have the full moon in the sign of Capricorn, which is talking about your career, your reputation, your public life. And that energy is opposing this Cancer energy where the judgment is sitting. So Cancer is across the wheel from the Capricorn energy, and it's opposing it. So the sun is in Cancer, the moon is in Capricorn, and so it's saying that your public image or your your reputation in your career, etc., could be affecting your domestic life, or your domestic life, and I feel like it's here, the judgment is affecting your career, reputation, that kind of energy. So something is going on here, and this can even be something that happened with your ancestor that needs to be cleared up because it's affecting the whole bloodline. That's why the descendants and the ancestors are waving back and forth to each other. And so the Four of Swords is talking about the underlying energy for the external forces. And that's about wanting to have peace of mind and to not be overthinking things, to get out of this cold energy and get warmed up again and feel like passionate about life again. So whatever has happened has, has been exhausting. And the thing is about this, this is about wanting to rest, or it would be a good idea to rest. This energy can be talking about right now with the Mercury going in retrograde, communication is off anyway. A lot of people are on holiday in the summer. A lot of people take holidays then to be with their families, schools out, etc. So what better time than to take a little bit of a rest and just kind of chill out a little bit and just, do what you need to do, but don't be like pushing it, because in Mercury retrograde, trying to push through forces can be really, really exhausting. And on July 23rd, it'll go direct, and then we'll have more opportunities to move forward. This is, however, a really, really good time to do research, get your papers together, get all your shit together, declutter your home, so that a decluttered environment in your home declutters your mind, makes you sharper, able to do business. This person is laying in a church, and it's talking about putting his mind to rest. He's hung his mind on the wall. And this represents the subconscious, unconscious, and conscious mind. The subconscious mind is formed by the time you're about 6 or 7. And that is really the thoughts of the people that were in charge of your care, like your parents and all the people, anyone who was looking after you when you're a baby up to like kindergarten age, basically. The environment they provide, their thoughts about culture, their thoughts about religion, even the food you eat, all of those things are, part of that environment. And, babies are like sponges and soak up their environment and the thoughts of the people around them. But what happens is it's heavily imprinted on us by the time we're about 6 or 7. And it's kind of like well into adulthood, we'll be using this mind. But when you think, especially when people get stressed out, that's the first mind that pops up, the subconscious mind. Yet it's not the most reliable, because now you're an adult. And these are the thoughts of people that were raising you when you were a child, how they thought you would react or who they thought you were. And so this is talking about the subconscious mind being not that reliable for that reason. We have the unconscious mind, which is your spiritual needs. And, from most people will agree, I am a human being with a soul. But from the soul's perspective, you are a soul traveling in a human body as your vehicle to navigate Earth. And if the soul's needs are not being met, it will start arguing with the subconscious mind and the conscious mind, which is the thoughts that you have, you are conscious of. You have memory of it. You can explain it to people. You have, it's something that it's clear to you. So the unconscious mind can start really arguing with the subconscious and conscious mind, and then it's causing inner conflict. So you can train your mind to work together by through meditation and prayer, and just teaching your mind to be quiet so that you can feel instead. A lot of times people will mix up their brain with their mind. The mind is your will, basically, and your thinking, and your brain is your central nervous system. So your central nervous system is contained in your brain and the spinal column, and that's where all the sensations in your body actually come from. And so if you calm down your mind and let it be quiet, and you feel the sensations running through your body caused by your central nervous system, you can start really connecting with whether you're in alignment with what is being said or done or not, whether you're energetically strong or you're energetically weak to it. And really, this energy is a huge benefit, because then you're able to use your intuition, and you can plug your mind into your heart and your heart's desires, and then you will be using your intuition and your logic as well as feeling with your heart. Like, what does your heart want? What are your authentic desires? Not what people think you should do or what you've been taught you should do as a child. And so that this is the best way to gain peace of mind. And on this stained glass window is the word Pax, P-A-X, which means peace of mind or peace. So this is talking about getting peace of mind. And we have God coming in with a divine gift in collaboration with the universe. We already have 2 aces in this reading. So this is saying about the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you God is coming through. And once you know the truth, then you're really going to be able to find the answers that you want to any problem and maybe warm that heart back up again. This is in your commitment, partnerships, and marriage. So there's maybe is some truth that you want to know so that you can heal. You want to know what really happened or what's going on, and maybe then the soulmate, the justice is then that the soulmate energy can come in and be supportive of you in a relationship and moving forward. Wow, this card's been coming in a lot in the readings and quite often in the in this external force energy. And so this is talking about someone here, like this person is looking at the pile of pentacles here and saying, I invested all this time, money, and energy into this project, person, whatever this is, and this is what I got out of it. And he's used to being much more successful than that. So he's wondering, is there something I'm doing wrong? Like, is there something, like, what is going on here? I don't, should I cut my losses? Should I just stop? I don't know what to do here. I'm not like, I don't know what's happening here. So sometimes this can indicate something where there needs to be justice coming in because of, it could be, this is your daily routine, your habits, etc. And it could be something that, there could be some justice that needs to come in for some lost money. And maybe it's like this windfall of, an inheritance or a trust fund or something unexpected like that. But with the energy of Neptune having moved into Aries, which was about a month and a half ago, when Neptune moved into the sign of Aries, we a lot of us, like Neptune was in the sign of Pisces, which is the senior executive. It's the last sign in the zodiac. And it was sitting there for 14 years. And we all learned this is how we do things. And we started making our systems to get things to work. And we knew if we do it this way and that way, and if this happens, I do this, and this always works then. We figure it out. But now Neptune, which is kind of in control of that, the way we run things, moves out of the senior executive, the last sign in the zodiac, a water sign, and a little more dreamy and forgiving and things will work out kind of energy, into the sign of Aries, which is the first sign in the zodiac. It's the infant, the newborn baby coming home from the hospital, screaming its head off because it's not getting its ends meet, and everybody running around trying to figure out, why is the baby crying? What do we need to do? And that's kind of where we're at right now. We have a newborn baby and we have to figure out how to deal with this energy so that when it comes to our relationships with business, with people, with the way we see the world, like that type of energy, that's what Neptune is about, our idealism, the way we approach life, that type of energy. So it's kind of like when your phone updates and then you have to learn how to use it all over again after you just figured it out. But this can be saying, like, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. There could be maybe something, just a little tweak or something that you could do. And you could give it a go and see if that doesn't get the energy moving in the direction. Or it could be saying there's some truth coming in. It's in your position of transition. So this energy is changing. And maybe there's some justice that needs to come in around that. We have the Three of Pentacles. And so the Three of Pentacles is saying that you are in an elevated position. You're you've mastered your skill set. People are noticing you're very good at what you do. They want to collaborate with you, which is awesome. This is a stonemason doing all this beautiful sculpture and the stonework, and these two have plans that they want to collaborate with him and have him come work for them. Now, the thing is about this energy, this is saying this is great, but there is a need to really, really look into things before you sign them, especially if during Mercury retrograde, like making a big life decision like that. You want to make sure you have a lawyer go over any contracts that you sign, someone that understands, especially if you're in the entertainment industry, an actor, an actress on stage, and on Broadway. If you're in a band or you're a singer, you want to make sure that you read the fine print and that you have someone who understands those contracts go over it. Same like this could represent scouts coming and they're offering scholarships to their colleges or universities because you're a really good athlete, and or it could even be like now you're already there and we have scouts coming out wanting you to come play for their professional teams. It's a really good thing, but at the same time, history is fraught with people who have signed leases, agreements, conditions, and then they didn't read the fine print and they end up in some really horrible situations that are not in alignment with their lifestyle. And that's what this is talking about. Be very, very careful of this. Quite often this can be secret society energy. A lot of secret societies control a lot of these industries, and it's kind of being very careful what you get yourself into, because once you sign up, then you are stuck with it. And you want to make sure that you enjoy your lifestyle and you enjoy your work and you're able to take control of your own creativity. You don't have others dictating how you do what you do. And, that, like, for instance, you're in a rock and roll band and you sign the papers and then they say, oh, you didn't read the fine print. Now you do country. And you're like, country? I hate country music. Well, that's what you signed up for. It's kind of like that energy, Yeah, and those contracts are very hard to get out of. And then we have the energy of the Two of Pentacles. So the Two of Pentacles, wow, there's all this pentacle energy here and the external forces and some truth needing to come in. So this is talking about juggling lifestyles. This can be multitasking, like being very, very busy. Multitasking is a great skill to have, but it's talking about we have the little ship on a small wave and then it gradually gets bigger. This is talking about the momentum sometimes of being busy and then getting so busy that you're just busy being busy, and before you know it, you're so busy that you're having more quantity work than quality, and you're having to do things twice. And then sometimes this can represent juggling like two lifestyles. So it could be, several things. This could be a sexual thing. It could be you could be juggling two lifestyles, like two jobs maybe, to make ends meet. You could be juggling school and work so that you could pay for your schooling. This can be a lot of different, and with this moon, with this full moon, this could definitely be about juggling your home life with your career and your public image, your reputation. And that's where that is sitting right there. So it's talking about, this is your higher learning. This is, this is your higher learning. Sorry, this is your reputation in your career and this is blessings coming in. So let's see what else we have here. We have the Four of Wands. So the Four of Wands is talking about, this is the official marriage card for the tarot. It's talking about having this energy of marriage, commitments, partnerships, and we have some truth coming out here. So I'm just trying to see, I'm picking up some energy around this wand energy. So what's this about? This could be the soulmate coming in, if you're not married already. You could be divorced with this energy here being like the external or the overlying energy. Like you could be the queen here, and someone could be approaching you, and and that might even, like, this soulmate energy might have something to do with your career. But in any case, this is talking about commitments, partnerships, marriage. This is like the official marriage card. It's the promise of that kind of fulfillment in your life. And this is talking about this energy of you have the down payment for the castle, but you don't have, you still have to make the mortgage payments. Or, you've popped the question, or the question was popped. The answer is yes, you're planning the wedding, but now you have to put some energy into the relationship. And I did do this, I was looking at this, and this is why I'm thinking, what am I can't count today. So this is transition. This is higher learning. And and then this is your career and reputation. So that is juggling that back and forth. I don't know why I get confused there. And then we have this being a blessing of this energy, I think, coming in towards you. So this could be talking about the soulmate. Now, depending on who you are, this could be the Queen of Hearts or Queen of Swords. Her heart is warmed up. That might be who your soulmate is, or it could be, because this looks like you're possibly the King of Wands. So maybe she's warmed up to the idea of this now, and you've managed to win her over, some sort of energy around that, because we do have the wands coming in here again. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune. So the Wheel of Fortune is saying that all hidden illusions, secrets are going to be released, and that the truth is going to come towards you. This is actually three wheels in one: the past, the present, and the future coming together in synchronicity. And this is talking about God's plan coming into being. So on the one wheel here, there's actually three wheels, and on the one is the Hebrew letters for the name of God, which is tetragrammaton. And the tetragrammaton is actually a sacred geometric symbol representing equalization of forces, perfect harmony, perfect order in all directions. This is God's plan coming into being. That I feel this is talking about you and this soulmate energy coming together. And it could be about business, work. It could be also about love. Could be both, for sure, and it quite often is with the soulmate energy. So I feel like this reading is actually a very positive one in many ways. There is some sort of judgment coming in about something, but I feel like when the truth comes out, there could have been something about when you got divorced or something may have happened. The thing is right now, and this is in particular for you, Gemini, and Sagittarius is across the wheel from you. So what's happening with Gemini affects Sagittarius, and what's happening with Sagittarius affects Gemini. That's probably why we're picking up quite a bit of this wand energy here. So the Uranus moved into the sign of Gemini about, I think it's been about a month and a half now. And I have to look up the date again. I can't remember offhand right now, but it hasn't been, it was just in the last few months. And it hasn't been, we haven't had Uranus in Gemini since 1941 to 1949, when World War II was, kind of winding down or speeding up, winding down, and then the energy of the aftermath. And so the bottom line is that with Uranus in Gemini, the truth comes out. That's just, that's what happens when Uranus is in Gemini. We haven't had this energy for like 75 years, and we're going to be in this for the next 7.5 to 8 years. So a lot of truths are coming out. You can see it happening all the time in the news, etc. And it will be happening in our own lives. So this could even be something that happened back then to your ancestors back, in World War II energy. There was a lot going on back then, and we have a lot going on right now in similar energy. But bottom line is the truth is coming out, and so A lot of people are experiencing with all that we had 6 planets, like big planets moving into Aries in the last year. And like Neptune, this is a big planet. It's a lot of energy. Pluto just moved into Aquarius, and that is like 20 years it takes for it to move. And so there's big planets that have shifted in astrologically, and it's creating like quite big changes in the astrological influences of the planet. There's times when the astrological influences don't affect us as much, and then there's times when they really do. And this is one of those times. There's not a whole lot of new energy coming up, thank goodness, for June or the beginning of July, except for this Mercury in retrograde. That's new. And we're dealing with the full moon as well, but we do that every month. We have the Hermit energy. I'm just going to lay these cards out. This is my Oracle Tales from the Vector. This is one of the paintings that I did of a series of 12 for the horoscope signs. And this is something I started the Oracle back in 2007. In 2020, I completed all 64 paintings. And the numbers on these cards represent the paintings as they're listed in the gallery on my website, talesfromthevector.com. And so if you want to check it out, you can. I will put it in the description box below, and you can, you'll know which paintings there are and how to get to the site. The Hermit is the first card, clarifying. So the Hermit is talking about conferring with God. I do feel that this energy is saying, with the truth coming out here, and judgment being called, that I think the Queen of Swords is starting to warm up a little bit to the idea of of attempting a partnership or a commitment in marriage or something with someone. And if anyone can warm her up, I'm sure the passion of the King of Wands will be able to do it. And then we have the Hangman energy, which is talking about the balance again. And this can be talking about that balance between public life and your home life, because we have the Judgment there. Well, if you had a partner that was stepping out and that was the energy you're dealing with, then it could be talking about needing more balance in between the two. And then we have a transition. After this transition happens, and that's this energy here, then the soulmate energy comes through. So that's basically confirmation of that. Once the truth comes out, then the soulmate energy is, you're able to move forward. You understand what's been going on, and you're able to move through the energy. We have this new passion for life is because you're on the journey where you're in your heart and you're doing what you want to do. You're on your destined path. Excuse me. We have the mother load. So this is talking about mother's worry. You could have someone that your mother, like if your mother has crossed over already, she could be like watching what was going on and saying, hey, we worked really hard for you to have this inheritance and you don't have it. And that's why they're cheering so loud, because they want you to have what was yours. This card's also coming up a lot, I think, because a lot of people refer to Earth as Mother Earth, and a lot of people are concerned right now because things aren't working out the way that they used to. And then there's all these wild truths coming out all over the place. Things like that, that are like, what? Every day there's a new truth. That's that Uranus and Gemini energy. The justice is coming out. The truth is coming out, but it's coming out like weird ways, and it's weird situations, how it comes out and stuff. So it's been a little bit like, almost like from another realm or something. It feels so different. And yet we have another 7.5 or 8 years of it. So we may as well get used to it, get the popcorn out and just, okay, well, I guess this is the way it's going to be. The Twilight Zone, that's what it is. The Taurus energy is talking about learning to give and take. So there's some sort of energy here where maybe to do in love, there wasn't maybe you were giving more to the relationship than your partner was, and maybe they stepped out, or there was some sort of energy around that. Maybe the reasons why they got together with you were not totally about love or whatever, but more maybe because they thought you were getting this and then you didn't get it. So then they decided, see ya. It could be energy like that, because we do have on the king here, we do have this energy of that cycle ending. Now, that cycle could be ending because that was your partner from before, or this could be like the end of the cycle because this is the soulmate energy coming in. You'll have an idea. There's some Scorpio energy here as well. So this is talking about you're in an elevated position here on this bench, and your work is the spotlight is being shown on it. So this is talking about being in an elevated position or being conquered or conquering others. So Scorpio does have a stinger. When the energy is strong, it's energy that can really unite. And when it's weak, you can get stung by the words in particular. Scorpios have a sharp tongue. So this is talking about, and the horoscope signs, I just want to point out that I'm not talking about individual people when the horoscope signs come up. I'm talking about the energy, the state of being of the sign. I think we can all learn from it and move forward then with strength if we understand the signs a little bit better within ourselves and what's going on. And also we can learn more about others and how they operate. We have the Aries energy. So that definitely is that Neptune energy coming in. I feel like it's talking about, tweaking things before throwing the baby out with the bathwater. And, instead of just throwing everything out, just give it tweak it a little bit. And I feel like when people understand this, it's really, really empowering, because then you realize, maybe if other people are going through this too, it's maybe not just me. It is something that is shifting for everyone. And this is just the new way that we're going to do business, that type of thing. We have the Wheel of Fortune. Look at on both ends here. So this is in your commitments, partnership, and marriage. So definitely I feel that this energy is saying whatever happened there is clearing up when the truth comes out, and then justice comes in, and that's when I feel that this could be the King of Wands moving forward, and this is your soulmate energy, where you move together, and his passion will warm the queen, the cold heart of the queen, and get her up and going again. We have the manifestor energy. This is very powerful manifestation when that happens, especially if this energy comes in. And the 10 of Pentacles. And then we have perception. So the grass is greener on the other side, and then you find out it was fake. That is this energy here of being really careful what contracts you sign up. And I also am picking up this energy. What I was picking up, and I didn't want to say it because I wasn't 100%, but I do feel that this is saying that your partner, the truth is sitting on that, and the truth is they could have been someone that was actually sent in to, schmooze you, because this is what everybody was after, and it never really was. When this didn't come through like it was supposed to, they left because they weren't there for the love. They were there for this, and they didn't get it. And so it doesn't have to be, but I feel like it's for some. It feels pretty much like that's what it is. I'm sure that they liked you in some ways and maybe enjoyed having relations with you, and that type of energy. You had things in common, there was chemistry, but that was someone that was not really, it's just saying the grass was greener on the other side. There was other people they were interested in. If you didn't have that money, they would have never taken your relationship so seriously. Pisces energy, moving from Pisces, Neptune, moving from Pisces into Aries, affecting the career and reputation for sure. See, that's why it's so important. If you lose confidence in yourself in business, then other people notice it. But if you're going, I've got the answer, I'm just going to tweak it a little bit, and I'm going to start making new systems. That would be a really good thing to be doing during Mercury in retrograde, is just going through that, you know, like, oh, okay, through the systems that you have to get shift done, and just seeing how can I tweak my systems to make them work better for me. And then the Empress energy is coming in on this. Yeah, I feel like the King of Wands energy sees this energy as the Empress. And when the Queen of Wands, as his Empress anyway, and the Queen of Swords, when she, after everything she's been through to get through all that and still be on her destined path, and be able to move in and have a connection with their soulmate. The Wheel of Fortune is turning in their favor. This is Sagittarius energy. Remember, that's the opposite of the Gemini energy. So what's happening with Gemini quite often happens with Sagittarius as well. And we have the dissemination of information. So I do feel that there was some energy there, you know, where when there's an elephant in the room and we don't see it, I find in the readings that quite often we don't see the elephant because we don't want to see the elephant, because it's someone we care about and love, and we want it to be true that they love us as much as we love them. And it's also about believing in your own press sometimes. What I mean by that, a lot of times when people are trying to motivate other people, they'll say, you have to believe in yourself. And really, sometimes that's the worst thing you can do, because many of us have very limiting beliefs about what we're capable of. And those limitations of expectations of not being able to do it can really hold us back. So, you know, if there's an elephant in the room, be brave and see it. Eventually, you know, especially if it doesn't have a way out of the house to use the toilet, you're going to eventually notice there's an elephant in the room. Okay, so I do hope that this has been beneficial for you, Gemini. You know, thank you for your likes and your comments, shares, subscribes. I'm really appreciative of that. And I'm especially honored when you do subscribe to the channel. So do so if you resonate. You're more than welcome. And I will be back with another astrological reading again for you soon. Bye for now, Gemini.